Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, o see them yopo.
Mema wakwaba e de ba PENDREAM TV so make sure say obe subscribe to channel no click bell so say the news to our sabit me aka ntem no watie afa so make sure say obe like na wa comment no share ama afoforo so nsaka na comment section ho so no opese wo kire wa adwen obetimi e de wadwen kire ato honom na amanfo so anya bia kenkan na onim say PENDREAM TV de eye nsem a ekoso Ghana yam politics mu ne de ba na yasaka ya ne de abranti na so me video I saka pese no che na ye de ba nti me mo modern astro so obehwe video we amana si awie na wa kire wa adwen e comment section na se yenko video.
You were in court this week as well.
Yes.
What happened in court? I was reading reports that I needed some clarity. You lost, you won. What happened?
Yes. So I was at the appeals court, and the appeal court case relates to the National Cathedral oversight I did, which emerged that Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng apparently had a second identity. We all now know the details. Different name, Kwabena Gyamfi, different date of birth, 2 years apart, different mother, different TIN, tax identification number, and he has a whole set of companies, about 12 companies under that Kwabena Gyamfi name, has another 12 under the Victor Kusi Boateng identity. I also subsequently discovered that he has secured a diplomatic passport in the name Kwabena Gyamfi, which is really shocking because he was appointed to the board as Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng. Recently, after a long drag, the foreign minister came to Parliament, responded to that question, and confirmed the unimpeachable work we did, confirmed that indeed they issued a diplomatic passport to Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng in the name Kwabena Gyamfi.
Did she give a reason why?
That it was for the National Cathedral work, and under the law, she has discretion to give passports. But for the name, she said for that one, she only received a request from the National Cathedral Secretariat to issue a passport, a diplomatic passport to Kwabena Gyamfi. And she didn't know that that person is the same as Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng. So she walked a fine line and escaped from Parliament. She didn't want to commit to the double identity scam. Now, you do know that after the expose, I went to Shraj on the 17th of January 2023. He then decided to take me to court on a number of grounds. So there are all kinds of court cases. There's a first contempt of court case, which is what he's appealing against. The one he went to court saying that I should be jailed. He doesn't want to fine money from me, nothing. He wants me jailed for disrespecting what he calls his court documents. Even though it's been clearly, if you read the judgment of the High Court judge, it's been clearly confirmed that those people who came to Metro TV were not bailiffs. And they had no business doing what they did. They should not have accosted me here. They should have gone through the speaker. The Constitution has outlined how members of Parliament are served. So they were rather cautioned that they should not engage in that kind of conduct. And they were, damage was awarded against them. You recall at the time about 10,000 Ghana cedis. So it is that contempt when he's appealing.
Okay.
Then remember that he also went to the Human Rights Court, that I have violated his privacy by putting out his information, his passport, his Ghana card, his voter ID. Remember that he has 2 voter IDs in Victor Kusi Boateng, Kwabena Gyamfi. I intercepted all of that. So he went to the Human Rights Court that he has a right to privacy, his Ghana card, passport, all of that I have obtained and published, and it should not be allowed, and that I should be injuncted from further talking about him and further disclosing any information about him. He lost that one too. That was the second defeat he suffered. Indeed, interesting judgment. If you read that judgment, the judge says that, look, I don't even know who is before me now, whether it's Victor Kusi Boateng or Kwabena Gyamfi. So which of your identities has he, put out there and compromised? We can't be sure. And indeed, his lawyers were advised to give him good counsel, and the judge actually said that his conduct borders on criminality, not my words, the judge's words. Interestingly, he has appealed that one too. Then there's a third case, defamation, where he says, I have defamed him. That is also going on at the High Court. So he's deliberately kept me very busy, going to court virtually every week, sometimes on a daily basis in a week, on these matters. And what is most shocking is that more than a year of all of this abuse of the judicial process and legal harassment, he has never stepped in court once. Can you believe that? Not once.
He doesn't have to.
Not once.
He has legal representation.
Not once has he stepped in court. And yet I have to be in court always.
You understand some Ghana.
Yeah.
So the Ghans have a saying. It's a bini hande nyawo lenwe wo.
Yo, shishin. No problem. Whoa, no problem. No problem.
Right.
Yeah, so no problem. No problem. No problem. Except that when Ghanaians vote for you as an MP to go to Parliament, they don't vote for you to go there to sleep. It is Yachuni. So that's all I'm doing. I don't know him from Adam. I'm only doing my work. Can you imagine when we saw that payment, 2.6 million from National Cathedral to JNS Talent Center Limited, owned by Kwabena Gyamfi? If we had not tried
that's what triggered
this whole thing. So it's only parliament oversight. Sometimes people talk as if there's something personal. I saw some press conference, they say I've targeted a particular part of the country and I'm pursuing them. I'm just doing my work. I was just, curious that 2.6 million to GNS Talent as contractors mobilization. How? I know the contractors, Reve, which is a joint venture of Babisoti, Rizani, the Eka, and the Simone. So how does JNS come in? Why are they collecting our money? A diligent MP, you need to probe further. If not, one day, they'll say, you were all there, sleeping on the job. I'm a wallet, parliament, So that's what opened this can of worms. So this week's appeal was on the contempt. Okay. Now, the grounds that his lawyers provided was that the judge erred, and they wanted that the appeal court should overturn that decision. They clearly want me to go to jail. He's not happy that I am free doing my work in Parliament. He really wants me jailed. No problem. It's in the hands of God. But the appeal court said that the grounds were not competent, they were not admissible, and also the grounds affronted the rules of court. So on these three grounds, they were struck out. So that's the third defeat that he has suffered. Now, our lawyers filed a preliminary objection. Because interestingly, last week, it was the Daily Post who broke the story that the panel that was going to hear this appeal, shockingly, in the last minute, the panel was reconstituted.
The chair of the panel
of the panel was changed.
But
may
I ask you a question?
Yeah.
In court, what is the case? Who against who? As for your name, I know.
Interesting.
I'm just curious to know.
Brilliant question. Brilliant question.
Is it the state against you?
No. Brilliant question. So it is Kwabena Gyamfi.
Okay.
Kwabena Gyamfi versus some Okudzeto. Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right.
Very interesting. so brilliant question. So whereas, meanwhile, he has an earlier case in court, I think against TV3, where he used Victor Kusi Boateng. That is before the expose. He had always been using Victor Kusi Boateng. But now it is Kwabena Gyamfi versus some Okudzeto.
So you were telling us about the panel.
So the panel was reconstituted, rather, bizarrely. And so our lawyers raised a preliminary objection, which was really based on constitutional provisions that it violates our right to a fair trial. It raises issues about the impartiality because the replacement of the chair is the judicial secretary, who is under the direct control of the Chief Justice. And so concerns were raised by my lawyers, especially when our lawyers say that they have information that the Chief Justice has some proximity with Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng, a spiritual advisor of a sort. In a rebuttal,
is it verified?
In a rebuttal, Bobby Banson, the lawyer on the other side, Kusi Boateng lawyer, said that even if they are church members, he introduced church membership. Even if she was the church member of Kusi Boateng, it didn't stop her from carrying out her constitutional
Bobby Banson is the lawyer.
Is the lawyer for Kusi Boateng.
So there's confirmation that she's a church member?
Well, Bobby Banson introduced that.
Oh,
He introduced that in his rebuttal. My lawyer said a spiritual advisor.
Soon you're going to stop judges from going to church if you're not careful with it.
So the appeal court, the panel ruled that they will not buy that.
So your preliminary objection was thrown out?
It was thrown out.
All right.
But the main issue, which is the appeal on the contempt, the grounds have been struck out. But I know that as is consistent with their strategy, they will go back, they will file more appeals, file more cases. They clearly want to keep me hounded. And what is really striking about this whole development is that all the state institutions in our country are telling us that they haven't heard about this matter.
What do you mean?
Which of the state institutions? But the judiciary is under your
How come that the Ghana Police Service, at the very least, despite formal petitions from civil society organizations, they have not invited Victor Kusi Boateng.
Petitions about what?
About the double identity. It's the double identity crime. A high court judge has said that what you are doing borders on criminality. All our state institutions, Ghana Police Service, they haven't heard about this.
But we prosecute people with respect to acquisition of passports, fraudulent acquisition of passports.
Yes. Only a few weeks ago, our Kasua parliamentary candidate
Yes.
was held overnight because of the spelling error.
Yes.
Which she didn't even write. She didn't utter.
I think one L instead of two L's.
Yes.
It's spelling her name.
It's spelling her name. Can you believe that? Overnight. And Kusi Boateng, Gyamfi, all these gymnastics, different IDs, diplomatic passport, they haven't invited him for 1 minute. He is such a free man. He calls the shots. He's linked to president, vice president, he's a spiritual advisor. And he's harassing a member of parliament, abusing the judicial process. If you arrived in Ghana today, you would think that I am rather the one who is a criminal who is under trial. Shocking. They won't invite him. No prosecution whatsoever. If it was me who have engaged in this conduct, will I be allowed? Now, Doc, there is a latest development on this matter. You know that I petitioned Shraj on the 17th of January 2023. And we have all been asking, how come Shraj is delaying? It's been more than 16 months. What is happening and all of that? Yesterday, I received this letter from Shraj. And the letter reads, Dear all, in the matter of the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice Act 1993, Act 456, and in the matter of a complaint of corruption, abuse of power, and controversy of Chapter 24 of the 1992 Constitution between Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, petitioner, and the Minister for Finance, Control Accountant General's Department, National Cathedral Board, Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng, a.k.a. Kwabena Gyamfi, JNS Talent Center Limited, Johannes Eshen, Sheila Eshen, who are the respondents. Update on case. We write in reference to the above titled matter before the Commission and to inform all parties that save for some information that the fifth respondent, JNS Talent Center Limited, is yet to provide the Commission investigations on all material issues. Is yet to provide the Commission. Investigations on all material issues have been concluded by the Commission.
Okay.
Please be additionally informed that the Commission is in the process of compiling its decision on the matter, whilst awaiting the additional information.
Completing or compiling?
It says compiling. It's in the process of compiling its decision on the matter. I think probably writing its report, putting everything together, of compiling its decision on the matter, whilst awaiting the additional information from the fifth respondent, and would communicate its decision thereafter when same is completed. Fifth respondent, that is JNS Talent Center, fifth respondent is informed that if the time given in the reminder to it to provide some specific information elapses, the Commission will proceed and conclude without it. The Commission appreciates the public interest character of this case and thanks all parties for the patience exercised so far, counting on your cooperation. And this is signed by Daniel Afechi, the Principal Registrar for the Commissioner. And the distribution list is attached. The Minister for Finance, Control Accountant General, the Chairperson, National Cathedral Board, Bobby Banson, Esquire, Solicitor for the 4th, 5th, and 6th respondent, and Thaddeus Sorry, Solicitor for the complainant. That is my lawyer. So that is the update. Clearly, it shows that it's JNS Talent Center Limited that has delayed Shraj's work, but Shraj has now given them a deadline. If they don't provide the information Shraj is requesting, they'll go ahead and give their final decision. I think that sometimes our institutions really drag these things. It's been more than a year and a half, but we are, however, reassured that Shraj is coming to an end of its mandate.